Hi, I'm Lisa Garr, and here's one thing that you can do to grow today, to stretch yourself to your limits a bit. Replace complaining with gratitude. If you find yourself stuck in a rut of complaining easily with your friends or your work or even to yourself or with your family, every time you start to hear yourself complain or get an accountability partner that helps call it out for you, automatically replace it with, I'm really grateful that that happened because I'm going to do this. Or I'm really grateful that went wrong because it helped me see it in a different way. Just try this. Try this for a day and see if you can make this a habit and change your pattern of complaining to something that you're grateful for, because there's a blessing and a gift in every single thing that goes wrong. And we'll start to look at the things and the challenges and the obstacles as opportunities instead of obstacles that could prevent us from doing what we want to do. So replace complaining with gratitude and grow.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Aware Show. And I'm really, really excited about today because we are speaking with one of my favorite people who has probably the most cutting edge information when it comes to health and wellness. He starts the trends, David Wolfe does. And he is the trends many times because he's trying all of what he's talking about on himself. He originally was called David Avocado Wolfe. Then we moved into green juicing. Then we moved into cacao. I've tracked you for years and had a good time doing it. So if you want to hear about cutting edge health information, David Wolfe is your guy. By the time it hits the shelves, it's usually some type of trend that David started. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really excited to have you here.
I'm so glad to be with you. This is great. We always have so much fun together. And I got some great goodies right over here that you can't see just off the screen that hopefully we'll bring in, because I'm at our farm in Hawaii right now. So I've got some special goodies that we can touch on.
So
We're
cool.
going to have a lot of fun.
Let me ask you, because I have been interviewing you for over a decade and probably 15 years now. And I remember when we started off with the raw food movement, we moved into green and then the avocados. And what is it about you that is that kind of pioneer that's always looking for the next thing? Because our bodies don't change. You're just making them better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm convinced that things have been found that we haven't been hearing about. That's my experience. And I'm gonna lay out one of those things right here on this show that is, I think, one of the most astonishing discoveries of all time. It's a well-known thing in laboratory research. It's just known, but we never heard about it. And when I lay this out, this is a big one, and this is kind of the latest, and this is one of those things that's going to develop into a mega trend.
I believe you. I believe you when you say it. So, okay, lay it out. What is it that is the most cutting edge health information that you have right now?
Okay, so I got a call from my friend Lisa, we call her Shazandrameyer in Calgary, Alberta. And this woman is one of my top students. Has 2 world records. She has 3 Canadian records in heavy lifting, like squats, bench press, stuff, that work. She's in that world. You go to a workout with her, you're getting your butt kicked so badly within 5 minutes. You're like, oh my God, how are we going to make it to the next 55 minutes? She's one of those like fierce women, just trainer, in her 50s, incredible. So she called me one day and she's like, hey, have you ever heard of this stuff, the C60? I'm like, no, I never heard of it. So she sent me a website. Now, a week or two before, I've been thinking that because of all the longevity conferences we run, I should know right off the top of my head what the #1 longevity studies on mice and rats are. I should just know that off the top of my head. So it was just, I cataloged that and I thought, okay, I'll get to it. I put it in my notes. And then she sends me this link about the C60, the carbon 60 molecule, which is basically a super charcoal is really what it is. Okay. It's created when lightning strikes a tree and burns a tree. When lightning hits a tree, it forms a different charcoal than just burning the tree.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. A supercharged type of
different molecule, different molecular shape. I mean, we've seen charcoals before. They're kind of like sheets of like paper. They come in layers like this. If those round over like this, they create other types of charcoals. One of them is cylindrical. One of them is spherical. Some of them are like egg-shaped, and the spherical one, the C60, is the one that was the target of this research. So what had happened was a researcher in France had been studying this molecule for toxic properties. They want to see if it's toxic. And most charcoals are actually, in fact, all charcoals I know of are absolutely non-toxic, the most non-toxic things there are. That's why if you go into an emergency room with a stomach thing, or you got some kind of, you drank poison or whatever, they give you charcoal. That's the first thing they give you in an emergency room. Second step is they pump your stomach.
Huh. I mean, what about when you burn something and is that the same type of charcoal?
Well, it depends on the type of wood that you're burning. Let's say you're burning walnut shells or coconut shells. Oh yeah, then that material, you could actually eat that, and that'd be the type of charcoal you're buying in a store. But if you're burning like just normal, wood or any kind of chemical, anything, you don't want to ingest that, of course.
Right.
Hardwoods like coconut shells are very hard. Walnut shells are very hard, and hardwoods like oak can produce good edible quality charcoal. And in fact, those are used in every hospital in the Western world as a first line of defense in the emergency room.
So are they absorbent? Is that why?
So this is
bind to them?
Yeah, well, they're very negatively charged, and they're very powerful detoxifiers. That's why in the health food world, like our world, we know that you have a bottle of activated charcoal in your cupboard just in case you get a stomach bug, right? It's something hit your stomach really badly. You take 5 activated charcoals and just neutralizes it if you get food poisoning, for example. And that's a good trick. And most people in the health field are familiar with that. But what I'm going to lay out here next is really, we're not familiar with it. And it's a breakthrough. It's a shocking breakthrough, but not in science. It's just to us because we never heard about it. This has been known for 100 years in science.
I remember Dr. Schultz. Do you remember Dr. Schultz?
Yes.
To have those intestinal cleanses, and there was that deep charcoal, and I used to take that stuff. He's radical.
He's radical. For some friends of mine, he moved to Florida, and some friends of mine were just at a party at his house after the Art Basel show. So he's over there now.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. He is a pioneer, that guy. He had a baby not too long ago. But anyway.
So
charcoal.
Yeah, charcoal. So this C60 type of charcoal turns out in this one study by a guy named Fatha Moussa, a French scientist, the greatest breakthrough in longevity research in mice ever. He doubled the lifespan of mice with a substance. Now, he was doing a toxicology study. He didn't know he was going to double the lifespan of mice or have anything to do with that. It just happened. And so he realized that, geez, this might not only be the most non-toxic stuff going, this stuff is actually increases longevity. So that research then led me into not only taking the C60, which I have right here. This is what it looks like. That's the stuff coming out of Europe.
Oh, it's a liquid.
It's a liquid, yeah, because it's in olive oil, because it's fat soluble. So this stuff's really powerful because you absorb it because it's fat soluble. So it has, according to the French research and according to my experience of taking this thing for a year and a half, it has good biodistribution, meaning your body absorbs it, you take it in. The bottle that this comes in is terrible, but I'm just going to drink right out of it. And it's kind of fun to take it because it tastes like olive oil, but you're doing a good thing for yourself. And it's so easy. It doesn't taste bad. So I just do like this.
Yeah, wow. Forget the tincture.
Yeah, forget the tincture. This little tincture thing right here is terrible. Anyway, so that led me. So I started taking this stuff and I started having crazy breakthroughs with endurance. So I'm calling Lisa up on Calgary. I'm like, hey, my endurance is going up. Are you finding this? And she's like, oh yeah, all the athletes in her elite world of athletes are all doing it for that reason. I was like, okay, interesting. So that then got me about 2 months into doing this. I started doing the activated charcoal real heavy. Not just this, but the other charcoal like you buy in a store. Because I started looking into longevity and charcoal.
Okay, how does it work? Why would it build endurance?
This is what the discovery is about longevity and charcoal, and just basically about athleticism and charcoal. Basically what's happening is as we age, we now have discovered something, and that is detoxification is more important than nutrition for anti-aging.
I'm noticing that.
We suspected that we suspected that.
I'm noticing that, yes.
It's pretty much conclusive at this point. And remember, we're detoxifying some different things. One thing we're detoxifying is we're detoxifying the natural products of metabolism. Then we've got all the pollution, and then we're detoxifying, toxic stuff that's in food. So we're breathing it in, we're eating toxic stuff. Not only that, then we have to just deal with what would have happened naturally with metabolism. even if there was no technology, no pollution, no anything.
Now, are you talking about fasting in terms of detoxification, or what kind of detoxification?
Okay, so what I'm talking about is that charcoal in particular works through its negative electrical charge. So it's highly negatively charged. So things in our body that are highly positively charged, petroleum byproducts, used up serotonin that makes us drowsy in the morning. That's what we're urinating out in the morning, by the way. That's why it's important. All these years I've said this, and I've got to say it again. Make sure you drink a liter of water first thing in the morning.
Because it
gets those neurotransmitters out.
Oh.
The neurotransmitters that make us drowsy. Yeah, the stuff that makes us drowsy.
Huh.
It's keeping us asleep. Now we get to the next phase of things, which is the charcoal is so negatively charged, it draws out those used up neurotransmitters, it draws out the petroleum byproducts, it draws out waste products of metabolism, which are positively charged. And so it cleans it up and it pulls it through our intestinal wall in a process called interstitial dialysis. So what that means is, let's say I took 500 milligrams of charcoal, because that's what everybody's thinking right now. They're like, okay, charcoal, how much do I take? This stuff, the C60 stuff, you're going to do a dropper full of this once a week, twice a week. That's how strong this stuff is. It tastes good, but it over time, yes, this stuff adds up. So it's just very light amount of dose. But the charcoal, I started getting into, Lisa, doing 4 or 5 doses a week. Starting out 500 milligrams, 1,000 milligrams. That's just a capsule or two, like you buy a bottle of activated charcoal, it's a capsule or two. Then I found out the real secret. Once you drink charcoal and water in the morning, the charcoal hits your intestines, causes interstitial dialysis, and draws the toxins off your blood right there on the spot. And you excrete that charcoal right through your bowels, and it has toxins in it. This effect, eventually it starts becoming profound. Let me tell you what happens over time.
Okay.
So we know that in this is the thing that hasn't been told to us. In mice research and rat research, it's been known for 100 years that charcoal increases the longevity of mice and rats longer than anything else there is, period. No food, no substance, no olive oil, no anything. Increases the longevity of mice and rats longer than charcoal in the research.
Okay, so it's the charcoal that enables the detoxification that increases the longevity.
Yes. That's it.
Got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're cooking with olive oil. Here we go. Here's the next one. So
yeah, I mean, I was just reading about diabetes, and it was talking about intermittent fasting. Your Dr. Christensen, basically huge for people with thyroid disorders, because all those heavy metals get stuck onto that organ and it just pulls it. And then the immune system attacks it.
Having dealt with thyroid issues, that the thyroid is the most negatively charged pole of your body. It's like a negatively charged aspect of a battery right here. So unless you're detoxifying regularly, and some of us detoxify better than others, and I do believe that that's why some people live longer than others, is some of us are capable of detoxifying better, others are not. And it's just like a bell curve, right? Some people are going to be off at the edge, and they're going to be like, well, I need help. And charcoal helps.
I've been going through this. I've actually become quite addicted to detoxification and to fasting days. And I'll tell you, in the beginning, I hated them. I could not stand a fasting day. I was stupid, lightheaded. Couldn't do a thing. And the more I did them, so I became pretty religious about 1 day a week, intermittent fasting, 1 full day a week. And the first day I got through a couple hours, I lost it. But I mean, slowly over time, I actually look forward to them now because it's easier for me to do them now. It makes me realize my addictions to stupid, carby, crunchy things, which are gone because I don't go there any longer. And then I am so alive after a fast. I am so switched on, turned on, present. And I realized the toxic load my body must have been holding on to, and how much energy it was putting towards defending itself.
Nothing is taking more energy from us on a day-to-day basis than digestion.
Yes.
It's the number one robber of energy. And that energy needs to be liberated to do more important things like longevity, like living long so we're healthy, right? So meaning that your body's dealing with problems every day. If we're eating, then your body goes, we can't deal with this problem anymore. We're too old. We're now 50. This problem gonna have to be sidelined, push it over there. This problem too, we got to get rid of that. So we have to give our body some time to catch up as we age.
Absolutely. No, it's mandatory. And I take these little supplements during the day. I mean, I'm not just not drinking or eating. I am honestly putting probably better fluids into my body during my day with green powders and stuff like that, because I do like to add that, because I do have a hypoglycemia thing. And if I drop too low on my blood sugar, it doesn't work for me. It causes more damage than the detox does. So I have to keep that level. But I've learned, it's just your body. You have to learn.
Yeah, you have to learn. I just found it whenever I get like hypoglycemic fasting, I just rest. Just lay down, go to sleep. That helps a lot, by the way. And just in healing our bodies, this is very important for people listening right now. In healing your body, you might come to a place where you need to rest and rest more to heal yourself. And I know we live in a fast-paced world, and I know we got to hustle, and I'm doing that all the time. And it's important to listen to when you need to rest. And if you are doing a fast or detoxing, lay down.
Yep, that is a great point. I usually wind up going to bed about 8 because I'm like thrashed on and not in a bad way though, because I know when I wake up, it's going to be early and I'm going to be in great shape. So let's talk a little bit about the Longevity Now special offer that you're giving people, which is enormous. And I'm going to just encourage people, there's a link down below in the description and you can click on that link. But first, let David tell you what Longevity Now is if you've never heard of it. But it's probably the coolest place to be in health.
The Longevity Now conference is a conference we've been doing for 10 years, and we bring doctors, researchers, scientists, nutritionists from all over the world, our favorite people, to speak on the stage. You've been there before, you know how it is, and I think you've spoken on a stage before as well.
Loved it with you.
It's so much fun. It's just a great time. And what we like to do is we like to create content from each of those lectures that's like watching a movie, because that's what each lecture is like. So instead of on a Saturday night or even on a Monday night, and you're thinking, let's watch a movie, instead of that, why don't you watch something that's going to benefit you and your family continuously, plus it's as entertaining as a movie. I personally I see one movie a year. This year it was Star Wars. That's it, right? I'm done for the year.
It's so much better because it actually is real. I mean, it's
real, it's useful.
And it applies to your life, and you think about it several, weeks and days, and you change your life because of it. Yeah, that's why I put this show on YouTube.
Right, and that's what you're doing. Is you're providing people with entertainment and fun, but it's also educational, so that you can gain some benefits for your life as time goes on. And that's what we like to do with our media. So what we've done is we've taken our entire longevity conference, the last one, which was amazing, by the way, which has all the lectures on charcoal in it, all the lectures on the C60, this stuff is in there. And we put that and all in one downloadable web stream. So you can just on demand watch it. Boom.
Hours and hours of content.
Geez, I'd have to look. It's easily could be 28 hours of content. It's a lot of content. Let's see, hold on. Let me see if I can find it here.
Wim Hof there? Is he the Iceman?
He was there, yes, and he's in this too. It's a lot of content. Amazing. It's over 20 hours of content. It might be 28 hours of content, including Wim Hof, the Iceman, who has 26 world records. Pretty soon he's going to have the world record for world records. And he's going to teach you.
He's amazing. He's amazing. I saw him speak on the Tony Robbins stage. He is a freak of nature, I will say. Yeah. But he's mentally and physically and nutritionally able to sustain extreme heat and extreme cold for long periods of time. But you want to hear what that guy's got going on.
He's incredible. He's like, there was back in old Russia, there was a guy who used to walk around through Siberia with just a pair of shorts on. And I remember studying his story. Wim Hof is way beyond him. I mean, Wim Hof is climbing Mount Everest with just like shorts on and shoes. That's it. Yeah.
Because he knows how to biohack the body and to really utilize the body for what it should be utilized for. I mean, think about cavemen, what they sustained, and we still have that DNA.
Basically what we bring alive in the longevity conferences and what Wim brings alive is this concept that we can very much increase our core vital strength, which we call Jing, which is the Jing energy, which is our ability to survive It's our life force energy, actually, and we can increase it by the way we move, the way we speak, the way we breathe, and the way we eat.
I really don't think we have a choice anymore. I mean, detoxification might have been fashionable a long time ago, but the world we live in now, it doesn't matter. You eat, you live, you breathe, you drink. You have to detox.
Thank you for saying that. I mean, we don't have the luxury anymore of 100 years ago. We're breathing in car exhaust fumes every day.
Yeah.
We're breathing it. God knows how many chemicals are being sprayed out of planes with jet fuel and all that, perchlorate, all this other, I mean, my God, and then it just goes on. And so we're saturated in it. We have to protect ourselves and we have to detox. It starts out with simple stuff. So the one that I want to get onto is just take 500 milligrams of charcoal, a little bit of water is my water bottle, and just start with that in the morning, and then maybe move up to 100 milligrams or 1,000 milligrams, maybe 2,000 milligrams. But let me tell you what happened for me. This is interesting. I started getting to a point, as I normally do, of doing like 5,000 milligrams of charcoal in the morning. 10,000 milligrams of charcoal in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Listen, now you don't start there. Obviously, don't start there. But this is what we get into, by the way. Longevity Conference, we lay this all out for you. This is what happened. This is what I found out. As you build up and you get up there, eventually, once you do a big load of charcoal in the morning, as long as you're not getting constipated and your body can process it because it's used to it, because you've been doing it for months and months, you go through it's like you have an extra organ of detoxification. It's like you just drank coffee and all the stimulants you wanted to get going in the morning, but you didn't have any of that. All you did is detoxify the cloud out because you've got so much charcoal in your system. It's like having an extra liver or kidney or spleen, what is that all doing? Those organs are trying to filter off all the hot particles in your body, which is exactly what charcoal does. So basically what I'm saying here, what we lay out is that charcoal is actually essential, not only when you get a stomach bug, but as a regular thing in your diet and lifestyle, because we're in a toxic world and we need help.
Oh, interesting. Now, could it also detoxify fat? I mean, toxins are held in fat, but talking about the liver, can it really do that?
The fat-soluble charcoal can. The charcoal you get, like activated charcoal, like activated coconut charcoal you get in a health food store, is very good, but it's water. It sits in water, right? It's not oil-soluble. But the C60 and some of these unique forms of charcoal, these are oil-soluble. So that means that they can cross the blood-brain barrier. They can actually get into your liver, your kidneys, your spleen. And this is the theory that Fatha Musa, the guy who discovered the effect of C60, the detoxification effect, he's basically saying it's biodistribution. Like this stuff is so bioavailable. It gets into all the tissues of your body because it's fat soluble and detoxifies stuff on the spot. I do both. I do a little of this, like one of these a week or two of these, or sometimes I'm going hardcore, 3 of these a week. And then I'll do 4 or 5 activated charcoal doses a week. And now I'm going, okay, now I understand what's going on.
I wonder if the endurance has something to do with oxygenating the cells after the detox. Is there a correlation?
Absolutely. You're just basically clearing up debris so the cells can breathe better. A lot of these athletes, what they're reporting is that you hit a plateau for a long period of time. We've all been through this. And then, boom, you need something to get you through that plateau. So the C60 is coming into that level of athletics to break the plateaus, to get people who've been rowing for 20 years, who know their times. They know exactly where they're at. See if you can get them, boom, bumping up to another level, which is, in fact, what we're experiencing. So what this is, again, indicating is that detoxification is more important than nutrition, which is a shocker, but not that shocking.
It's really important. So now here's the great reason why you want to get this information. And again, the link is below, and you click on that link. Watch the pieces on activated charcoal, the C60, and all these different things. You want to get the knowledge before you go and buy anything, because it could create the opposite effects. You don't know what you're buying. David will take you through the pathways of where you want to go. What's the trusted source? We're not going to go through all that now because there's hours of lectures on this, on the Longevity Now. Plus, you get John Gray is talking, Dr. Alan Christensen. If you have an autoimmune dysfunction, I will tell you, I'm living proof. I have Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, whatever. I don't feel any of it. I'm an athlete. I work out every day. I push my body to extremes through mountain biking, road biking, weightlifting. I do it all. I'm not living meekly under the guise of an autoimmune disease. It doesn't even make sense to me. I don't even resonate with it any longer. So I eat super clean. I'm crazy about my foods, and it's not an effort. It's not an effort for me to cut out wheat and stuff like that. But I will tell you, look, we were on, here's a perfect example. We were on a vacation. We went to a pizza place to get a gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, this-free, right pizza, right? Because we were starving and everything was full. It was New Year's Eve. And we're out in the mountains. And so we go and I'm like, okay, we really can't go wrong. We know how to order this. We'll cut, the pizza was like $26 because I was like taking off and adding on the stuff that I wanted, right? So here we are waiting for our pizza. This is going to gross you out. The dude like sneezes all over the stuff. And like,
all over the pizza?
I try to get this clean food, and this guy, bless his heart, the pizza maker, it has a freaking cold.
Oh, no.
So it's totally, this is a perfect example, because it doesn't matter how clean you want to eat. You're going to encounter super bugs and viruses no matter where you go. So you better just prepare your body. It's out there. It's getting stronger.
I've got to get that image out of my head right now. That'd be a good one. That's an excellent like scene in like a TV show or something. Big old pizza. Dude sneezes on it. Unbelievable.
It was so gross. I didn't eat. I just drank my wine and I was fine. It was New Year's Eve. So, I mean, all I'm saying is you fly, if you're in an airplane, wherever you go, you're going to encounter these super bugs, super viruses, and your body just has to be able to process them. And your immune system has to be strong enough to fight the bugs, not fight itself. And all the energy your immune system is putting into fighting your own body, it doesn't have anything left to fight these super bugs or people sneezing on your pizza. So it's really a necessary these days to detoxify your body, your life.
It starts with detoxification and just understanding like, okay, I'm going to go organic because then I'm dealing with less chemicals and pesticides and all that other stuff. I'm going to, for example, you know what I've got going on here? I've got a HEPA filter in my room over here. What a great tool that is. Everyone at home, if you know what a HEPA filter is, it's an air filter, and it can filter out all the dust and particulate and dust mites and all that stuff that's in your home. So you have a nice air to breathe in your home. Very important.
And you're in Maui.
Oh
yeah. You're in Maui?
Yeah.
So you've got trade winds anyway, and
because mold. So because when you're in the tropics, you are getting mold hitting your house, right? And so we're in a jungle. I don't live by the beach. I live in we call it Malca side, which is jungle side up on the mountain. And so we get mold. So I don't want to be breathing in mold. So I got this thing. So, but in LA, you know, this black mold problem. We've all heard about this. How do you stop it? Well, first thing you need to do is just get an air filter in your house, like a HEPA filter, so you're not breathing in those mold spores. And what I found out through using this HEPA filter is the mold spores can't have to get from one side of the room to the other side of the room to reproduce, right? To get all over your house. If they're getting sucked up through an air filter, and that means they're not able to get from over here to over there because they're getting pulled into an air filter. So it's a good way of cleaning up a mold problem in your house. So all of these things and all this like tech that's like biohacks, I guess, that's what we like to do, is just educate people with these little pieces of the puzzle, and you find the thing that you can do. Like, you know, I've been through 20-something ozone machines trying to clean the air in my offices and all that, you know, going back 25 years.
Right, I remember that phase. The ozone phase, I went through too.
And, you know, whatever. This is just so simple. A HEPA filter, you change the filter out once every year or 2 years. It's easy to do. You just wrap it around, put the thing back on. And it, you know, cost me $200 one time, and the filters are $20. So this one's a good one. HEPA filter.
So you get it. All this information is available on the Longevity Now conference, 28 hours. I mean, this is literally life-changing information. You don't have to be sick in order to get this, but if you are, it's a life changer. Now, you had some show and tell there. You're in the tropics. You were going to show us something from your farm.
Okay, so I don't know if we've ever had this conversation in all the years we've known each other, Lisa, and that is I'm one of America's only vanilla farmers, and I've got some of our own. I'm going to show you vanilla as it's ripening. Yes. This is vanilla as it's ripening. I'm about to take this out into the sun. Let me just show you this right here. That's vanilla.
It's
Boom, right there.
green.
Yeah, it's green. You can see it's starting to ripen up. This one's ripe right here.
Oh
The
my
smell.
gosh. They get ripe by drying out. Wish I could
Well, I
smell that.
sun dry them. I like to sun cure them. Other people have different strategies. I don't like sweating them. I like to sun cure them. You can see how big they are. Massive. Look how big this thing is.
I'm in love.
Massive.
They look like green beans.
I know people think like, you're growing green beans here. I'm like, no, but I like green beans. So
And
that's
they're
a fun
grown
one.
on trees?
They grow on orchids. They grow on orchids. So we grow the vanilla in our chocolate trees. So chocolate and vanilla together. And all of these right here grew on chocolate trees.
That's amazing. Your vanilla beans grow on your chocolate trees.
Yes.
On your cacao trees.
Yes.
Was that like a cross hybridization ingenious idea of yours?
Yeah. Well, what happened was I was thinking like in Tahiti, and when I started growing vanilla 12 years ago on the Big Island, I was thinking, okay, well, you need something for the vanilla to climb up. So I started talking to local Hawaiians and being like, and they're like, oh, my brother in Tahiti, he does it this way. And they would talk to me like that. And they showed me the different systems. And I thought, geez, the thing just wants to climb up and then just go over to the next thing. So I've been growing cacao trees all these years. So I'm thinking my chocolate trees, they're perfect because they don't get too big. Chocolate trees are like more of a bush tree.
Oh.
And so I was thinking chocolate, vanilla, that makes sense. Let's put them together. We've been doing it ever since, and it is the best ever. It really is.
Awesome. You're so amazing. You're just a genius. Well, it's so cool to talk with you, and thank you. Oh, what are these?
Well, it's David Avocado Wolfe. So these are avocados from the tree yesterday. Look how big
next
they
to
are.
your head. Oh my God.
Massive.
These are bigger than your hand.
Yeah, this is the real deal. This is what we always wanted right here. I'd highly recommend when you get to Hawaii, anybody listening right now, the avocados growing on the side of the road that people threw the avocado pit out, and it's growing in a ditch on the side of the road is better than any avocado you ever had. That's like this one right here.
It's one of my favorite things about Hawaii. They grow wild everywhere, and it's the perfect environment for them.
I have a very cool thing to show you. This is the first time almost probably ever seen on air. Almost nobody knows about this phenomenon unless you're a hardcore avocado grower. And that is, I have right here a seedless avocado.
Oh my goodness.
This is a seedless avocado. It's called a cocktail avocado. There's no seed in there. This is going to ripen up naturally. It's just softening up right now, actually just starting to get ready.
How does it grow without a seed?
It has no seed.
How?
It's just, so certain avocado trees, certain branches have this weird genetic fluke. And they're called cocktail avocados. So this particular avocado tree I have in the front yard over here, it's just produces some of these sometimes. And every year produces a few of these. And this is one of them, a cocktail avocado. And I got to tell you, it's wonderful when you just dice it like a cucumber and then you get sections. It's incredible.
Wow.
It's incredible.
Are they sweet? What do they taste like? I mean,
they're exactly the same as a normal avocado.
Yum.
Yeah.
It's the perfect food. You're the one that taught me that. It has every nutrient imaginable in it.
And it's ketogenic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's wonderful about it is you're getting that plant-based fat. So it's not, the oil's not been fried. It's just the real natural oil that nature produces, which is the best thing for our brains, our skin, all those things our organs, which bathe in oil. Our brains in oil, our livers in oil, our intestines are in oils. That's one of the main parts of our body that we need to nourish is the oils. And boom, what better way to do that than with avocados?
You would think that the brain is in blood, but it is a fatty tissue,
Fatty
right?
tissue, absolutely. One more thing I want to show you. This is a popular thing among superfoodists. And by the way, in our little offer that we're doing, we're throwing in a whole superfood ebook and recipes, a super herb ebook and recipes, mega immunity. So it's not just the longevity conference and all those hours and hours and hours of material. We're also throwing in all the recipe books, all the ebooks, all the downloadable stuff that's not even associated with the longevity conference about immunity, superfoods, and the great herbs of the world. One of the great superfoods of the world I want to show you right here is this right here, this is just getting, it's not quite ripe yet. Getting there though. This is a lucuma or egg fruit. Lucuma. And lucuma is, this is otherwise known as canistel. And this is like, when you cut it, it's kind of like the texture of a hard-boiled egg.
Really?
So it's called egg fruit. A lot of times it's called egg fruit. And when you blend it in with food, it's a non-glycemic sweetener.
Oh, how interesting.
Yeah, so it's the best because then if you want to get like some calories, but you don't want sugar, this is the perfect fit.
This is the best show ever because live from Maui. And the best thing is about this offer, by the way, is that you get these recipes, and they're mega immunity recipes, and you can only get them with this entire package, which gives you hours and hours worth of videos, recipes, lectures, online course. I mean, it's really great. So you're only going to get this here. Click on that link below. All of it is in one place. You can go search the internet and get it several different places.
I'm going to look at the price on this. This is incredible. And this is thanks to Angela, who's been working with both of us for so many years. Angela put this together. The actual price of all this stuff, I have it over here, is $436.82. And we've slashed that so you get all of it, everything for $97. Including all the longevity conference, the mega immunity, the superfoods, the super herb books. All of that comes with it for $97. That's it. Boom. And it's all downloadable right to your computer right now.
Okay, so you get it instantly. The instant gratification comes. Click on the link below. Change your life. If your doctor says you need to change your diet and your lifestyle, this is how you do it. And if you just want to live a full octane, amazing life without being jacked up on coffee all day, this is how you do it from the inside out. It lasts a lot longer. Thank you so much, David. You are a true icon. You have changed my life so many ways. I have always watched and followed what you have to say because I know it works. So I'm going to go get the C60 now. But I got to watch out all this.
And charcoal.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you. Cheers.
And remember, click on the link below and you get all of that for one price of $97, which is amazing. Not anywhere else. So that's what you get by listening to The Aware Show. And until next time, I invite you to stay aware.
Hello. I want to share with you one thing that you can do to change right away today. It's a recipe, and it's called turmeric tea. Turmeric, however you want to say it. It's used all over the world for decreasing inflammation. It's a very well-known spice. And here's how you can make a great anti-inflammatory tea with it. Boil water, put in about 2 teaspoons of powdered turmeric, allow that to dissolve in the hot water, and then add in coconut water, a little bit of honey, and some cinnamon. And let that boil. And then you can make it into, after it's done boiling, put it into a blender, make it nice and frothy, and pour it into a mug. It makes a wonderful turmeric tea latte. Enjoy. And that's one thing you can do to change today. It helps for all sorts of things with digestion, anti-inflammation in the gut, and all over your body. So enjoy. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Aware Show. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will give you some of my favorite bonus gifts. So if you want to subscribe also to my newsletter, you can find the link in the description below. Thank you so much. And until next time, I invite you to stay aware.